Mishnah.
Here comes the women. Here comes the women.
I want
We like to ball.
Mishnah.
Rolling
Here comes the women. Here comes the women.
I want some. Freedom. Freedom is like making the world go down. Thank you.
Ah, we like to ball.
Rolling Mishnah.
Here come the women. Here come the women. go, kid. Here we go again, folks.
Happy Freedom Friday!
Freedom for all Friday. Freedom for all Friday.
That's right.
I tell you what, it's too bad they don't give you frequent Zoomer miles, because I would have some serious miles. I shouldn't say that. I spend a lot of time on here. It's cool. I mean, it's fun and I enjoy it, but it's.
Todd lives on Kauai.
Todd does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sue asked what island he lives on.
Oh yeah, no, not the
He lives like on one of the
volcano
furthest
island.
little
Yeah,
remotest islands.
he lives
Kauai.
pretty much off the grid, old Todd.
Lori said great chairs.
Great chairs.
Great chairs.
The chairs? These here chairs?
Those there chairs.
Hmm?
Those there chairs.
Right, and we're gonna have to decorate the chairs.
We will decorate the chairs.
We have to decorate the chairs. So anyway. I tried to film the screamer this morning, but she wouldn't stop, but he kept jumping in the pool. The screamer. I told you about the screamer.
He went to sleep in his bed last night.
He got in it for a minute, didn't he?
Yeah. You know how he got in it? He wouldn't even look at it. It was time for bed.
No, he doesn't look.
And so we had to say, his doctor's name is Dr. K.
Yeah.
So he said, Remy, Dr. K got you that bed because it's going to help you. And he looked at the bed and went and laid in it. And he was in it for about 15 minutes and he'd go, ah, ah.
Which is short for fuck Dr. K.
Right. He didn't move in it. He just laid the way he got in, didn't move.
Put his head down, picked it up.
So I did read that, I read the reviews before we bought it. And everybody said their dogs loved it, except one lady said it took her dog 2 months before it even got in that bed. And then after it did, it loved it, so.
Well, what's he going to do when the second one shows up?
I don't know, but he needs to lay in it because it's good for him.
Yeah, I mean, this is people asked how big it was, and I tried to take a picture.
It's 53 inches long.
Yeah, it's 53 inches long.
Well,
I tried to take a picture of
he's
him in
like
it.
110 pounds.
I tried to take a picture of him in it, and you can see the comfort level is just not quite there. It's like,
Last night,
what is this freaking thing?
You had him laying in it last night.
Yeah, I had him laying it like this, all right? And it's like, what is this? What's the caption to this? Can I get out of here soon? Will you let me out anytime soon? Can I get out of this? Because I hate it, please. So that's, trials of life here.
Sue has a heated bed for Luna. She sometimes goes in it.
She has a what?
Heated bed for her cat, Luna.
I thought you said a heated red Faruna, and I'm thinking, what the hell is that?
I don't know.
What is a heated red Faruna? I have a red Faruna, but it's not heated. It's getting that way. We should be writing this shit down, and then in a week it'll be heated red Faruna. Sounds like a great band name. It's like a 90s band name.
Come on, have you ever heard of a heated cat bed? I have never. That's exotic.
A heated cat bed? I guess they make. What do you mean? What about done sniffing?
Well,
what?
That was John, who was like, eccentric.
Okay, but it existed. I guess they tore that down, which sucks. I think he had an outdoor dwelling for the dogs. I mean, all the dogs were big. There was no Chihuahuas on here.
No,
Rottweilers, Wolfhounds, Labs.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much does it. But 10 of these and 2 of those and 5 of those. And there was an outside.
I laid in it and he didn't join me. He came and stood like, yeah.
I said, take some of the stuff from his old bed and put it around it.
And we did, and he still did.
So she took it right out.
I did. No, I took it out today.
When did you put it in?
Last night. He didn't want to have anything to do with it. His scent is.
How do you know what he didn't
want?
want? I think the idea was to match the scent of his old bed in with his new bed so that he could know this is okay for me to go here.
Okay.
He's going to come in here giving you the paw, I'm telling you.
I'm looking for the man who shot my paw.
A three-legged dog walked into a saloon and said, I'm looking for the man who shot my paw. So, all right, are we taking bets? Who's first in tonight, kids? What do you think?
Well, Mousy.
You think Mousy?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to agree with Mousy, but something's needling at me saying Joe Castelli, so I don't really know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
Booker didn't come in last week, so.
Because he knew he had to get to his gig on time.
Was it last week he didn't come in? Sue thinks
No, it was
it's
a
gonna
week
be
before.
Mousy.
Week before.
Sue thinks it's gonna be Mousy.
Okay, Mousy.
Yeah, that's who I think.
No, I'm betting on Joe Castelli. Okay, now, Joe.
Oh, how's the weather up there, guys? It's
Yeah.
gorgeous down here.
It really is
No
gorgeous
humidity.
down here. No,
I actually had to put some long pants on today to go outside.
that was a trip.
Oh, Anton Jutner's feral cats have a cat house and a heated bed. Where do you get these heated beds?
At the feral cat house.
No, Sue's is not feral.
No, you get them at what's that catalog that has all the cool shit in it?
Oh, Neiman Marcus?
Nah, not Neiman Marcus. There's another one.
Oh, the one that they had over in the bell tower
Yeah.
store?
Yeah.
Sharper Image?
Oh, no, that's not what I was thinking of. But yeah, that'd work. Sharper Image.
Sue said it's fucking cold there.
Well,
Oh! We don't like that.
So cold here we had to
Amazon. Anton got it on Amazon.
Amazon. You can get anything on
What
Amazon.
is it heated with? Do you plug it in?
Yeah, it's probably got an
Cat.
element in it.
Now, don't cats play with cords and stuff?
Yeah, but I don't think it's,
Bite through them?
maybe it's battery powered. Maybe it's solar powered.
I think if you need a heated bed, there's not a lot of sun.
This is true. But maybe they store up the sun in the summertime.
Michael Newton has 2 houses for their ferals. Well, we have a shed for our
We got a
ferals,
freaking complex.
and they live under it because it doesn't get cold enough for them to, need heater.
And then they have like
Let's see.
dine to door right outside. There's plenty of stuff for them to eat.
Well, Sue's is not electric.
Not electric.
Gail said, yes, you plug it in. If
Uh-huh.
yours is not electric, what is it? How does it heat?
Fire.
You're an ass.
Hot water. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll last all night.
I don't know, honestly. I don't know how you would heat it any other way than electrically, unless it was battery powered. I don't know how you would.
Battery, Kitty said.
There you go. Battery.
Ah.
Mhm.
But
Well,
not
that
one
makes
of those
sense now.
Lipo batteries.
Oh, please, let's freak everybody out now. Lipo batteries. Okay, kids, you are all wrong.
What is it? Fucker!
Hello,
Yes, sir. How we doing?
I'm okay. How
Good.
you doing?
We were betting on who was going to be first. I said Mousy. Somebody else said Mousy. Steve thought it was going to be Joe.
I just went for the outside vote.
I would have said you, but sometimes you don't come in, so I wasn't going to say you.
Yeah, but when he doesn't come in, the next time he's the first one in.
There you go. How's it
What's shaking?
Not much. Not much. Getting over a cold.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh.
It's definitely a cold.
That's interesting. I had, we've been talking about the immune system situation lately, and I haven't had anything in 15 years. And all of a sudden, and it's gone now, by the way. This is the first day without it. I had this kind of chestiness coming.
Yeah.
I never get that. But now I got it. Now it's gone. But we're trying to expose ourselves a little bit to.
Until we
You know.
just, we had to call our vet because we needed to pick up some meds for our dog. And
Uh-huh.
I've been so sick. I have COVID. I'll leave it outside in the box for you. And I was like, oh.
And you should have seen freaking Journey to the Center of the Earth wrapped up in
I had
rubber
rubber
gloves and
gloves.
the whole thing. She gets in the car and she's smearing it with the stuff.
The sanitizer.
Antibacterial. It
I
was.
did the
The
gloves.
good thing is that the good thing about COVID is that it doesn't travel that way. It travels through mist and droplets. So it doesn't, unless the person just took it and coughed all over your package.
You know what? I wasn't there. And from what I've heard,
Sorry.
I'd rather be wrong than have, somebody else be wrong. Oh, and our second place contestant is
Mousy. I'm guessing.
It's Mousy.
Mousy. Ha!
Hey, Mousy.
Hey.
Hey, how are ya?
Hey, man.
Hey, Booker, I like that red on you.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, good
It's on
color.
fire.
Are ya?
And look, Mousy's got red on too.
Yeah, okay, yeah, maroonish
Maroon.
looking.
Yeah.
What a maroon.
What a maroon. Meanwhile, we've been dying to tell you that we have cut the cord
Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
how's that going?
Completely.
completely,
it's
and
great.
you have no idea how prepared they are for you.
Oh, yes.
They are so ready for you to do it.
Oh, are they promising you the moon and the stars?
No.
No,
You didn't
they're
see
so
this
used
one.
to
You didn't
everybody
see this
leaving.
coming. You didn't see this coming, and it's
They don't even
mind-boggling.
try to get you to stay.
Do you have the new one?
It's in the car.
All right, never mind.
I got the
They
box
s-
for the other one.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, show and tell, right?
Yeah.
This is going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
I call, she said, let's just take, because we have 4 boxes in the DVR and all the stupid shit. And she says, let's just take it and just bring it back. And I said, I'm not doing it that way. That's all you got to do. Well, you don't have any boxes from you. I said, you got to call the guy up to get on the phone. You're canceling the service. They're not going to outsource you. They're going to give you to the best they have. Right.
Yeah.
This guy's
Yeah.
name was Joseph, and Joseph was so helpful and so encouraging.
Now, finally.
And then well, there's a punchline. And so don't you dare give this away. Okay. So Joseph says, but do you want to keep the ultra holy shit high-speed internet? And we said, oh, yes. But not for streaming. We just want it for, because we need to, upload.
Do
And he
what
said,
we do.
because if you decide you want to stream, I can send you this nifty. He said, do you know what Roku is?
Or a fire
or a Fire Stick? And I said, yeah, man, I've heard of those. And he said, well, this is the same thing,
But it's
only
free.
it's free.
Ha!
Okay, now, in fact, it comes free with Peacock Premium.
Free.
Full Peacock free. So why would they do this, you ask? Well, because if you don't buy the Fire Stick or a Roku yet, and they tell you it's just like Roku, and you take this thing home, there's all kinds of free shit on it. And then it's like, well, I should subscribe to this, and I'm going to need this, and I'm going to need that. And who's getting paid for that? Frickin' cable company.
Cable company.
So I'm plugging them in all over the house. I mean,
Well,
it's just,
we kept the Roku.
Yeah, we kept
For
it.
our
The
bedroom.
Roku still
And we're going to
is,
put that in a guest room.
it's like the best of the options for us.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, Mousy, the thing about it is when you force yourself to get used to it, you get used to it in a couple of days.
Yeah.
And you being a tech person, you'd figure it, you'd be like, why didn't I do this 2 years ago?
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. I need the high speed internet, but other than that, honestly, I'm telling you, every time I would call and say, get rid of this shit. They'll say, oh, you know what? If you stay for another, we will give you 3 months free of whatever. And there's never anything on it that I want to see. I'm like, oh, okay, HBO. There's nothing on it. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, good evening.
Hey, man.
Hi.
You made it.
Hello.
Hello.
That's what. Oh, I'm gonna blow the joke. I can't even think of it. Who's the guy in the Kinks? Ray Davies. That's what Ray Davies said when he landed in L.A. Hello, L.A.
Hello.
Okay, I'm sorry. Took way too long.
Everybody doing good tonight?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here comes
Everybody-
the Ninja
Hello,
Turtle.
Mousy. Hello.
Hi, Lenny.
Is there
Lenny,
Lenny
where's
Booker.
everybody?
the Caribbean
Right.
connection right there.
Right.
Caribbean
Island
in the
boy.
house.
Guys, I went shopping today, and I just want to ask you a quick favor, okay? I
Sure.
bought some new jeans. Did they make my ass look big? I don't know. They make my ass look fat.
You know what
No,
makes your ass look
of course
big?
not, dear.
Your
I don't
ass.
think my ass could look fat ever, man.
That's well. You must. You know what must have happened? You must have laughed your ass off.
Ah.
Hey, I
No, I
remember
got
the
this
days.
disease. I developed a disease as I got older. It's called no acetol. Yeah.
Oh, no
Yeah,
acetol.
my husband has that
But
too.
no, my
Yeah.
ass is dropping like a fucking duffel bag, man.
Hey, that's a listen. Better than packed like an overnight bag.
Right.
And
Somebody
no
cut part of
acetol.
everything
I
in
knew
there.
guys who used to cut their blow with that.
Inositol.
You know,
was my
I
Oh,
could
a
tell.
inositol. Yeah, you
Baby
remember.
laxative.
Come
It
on.
was
you-
a
How did I know that?
we used to say.
That was like as soon as you would snort a line, you felt like you had to,
You
do.
did. Yep.
No, that was mannitol.
Oh, right, right.
Mannitol.
That was the
Baby
Italian
laxative.
baby laxative.
Yeah, baby laxative. And you know that's what's it's kind of a derivative of that is xylitol, which is in sugarless gum.
Oh,
Mm.
That's
yeah,
why
that
they
would
tell you,
kill
you
your
know what, if
animals.
your dog ever gets a hold of a pack of sugarless gum, they're kind of
Yeah.
like fucked. So you
Yeah.
cannot
Oh no,
like
boy.
let them have that. Hey, but Rich Verge, I remember Rich Verge in the days of him wearing leather chaps on stage.
Oh, hey,
Oh.
Oh,
I've got to tell you a funny story. When I bought those chaps, I was a young guy, and a girlfriend of mine from Closter. Excuse me. Always need a refreshment when I smoke.
You got to stay in the motion. We get it.
Anyway, so a girlfriend of mine lived in Closter, took me to the city to buy chaps, and we went to this place on Christopher Street called
Of course.
of
the
course.
Leatherman. Now I was so fucking dumb, and so I had no idea. I was so green behind the ears that first of all that there's all these gay people here, and that we're in this place. I'm standing at the counter and I'm looking behind the counter, and they have a calendar there, and the calendar it has a guy in chaps, but with nothing else on. You see his ass, and I'm like, boy, that's a funny fucking poster to have, but I'm not thinking of anything. But
That
then
ain't
this
no
girl-
cowboy.
Leatherman.
He said, yeah. But
What was the name of this place?
Leatherman.
Oh,
Leatherman.
Like Al
Leatherman.
Pacino and Cruising.
It was right kind of diagonal across the street from the Pink Pussycat Boutique, which was like a major sex shop. And
Mhm.
Michael and I went in there one time to buy a blow up doll as a joke for our road crew, Big Jim and like the whole road crew. And we thought it would be funny because everybody used to ask, who's Molly Cribb? And there was no Molly Cribb, but people finally, we were like, all right, this is Molly Cribb. And, so we went in there and we were looking and there's like such a selection. And I'm saying to the girl, I don't know. Michael's like, I don't know. So the girl, I said, all right, number 29 to the girl. And she's like, she goes into the back and she comes out and she goes, look, she goes, we're out of 29s. She says, but we do have a 32. She's just like the 29s, except her eyes don't open and close. And I'm thinking, okay, what difference does it make? We are laughing hysterically. Meanwhile, I'm looking around and I'm seeing people like, hey, this isn't funny. It's just like our life here. So don't joke about
Interesting.
it.
Was it triple input?
I would have to ask the road crew.
Very important.
If the eyes
What are you
open and
laughing at?
closed,
What are you
think
laughing
about
at,
it.
dude?
I do know at one point there was much duct tape involved because apparently she sprang a few leaks.
Suffered a few wounds.
Yeah.
Sue Lucente remembers the Pink
Yeah.
Pussycat Boutique.
Yeah. And what was the other one? There was another one that was really hardcore downtown. I cannot remember. It had a weird name.
Well, Anton used to take his Jersey friends into the city to the Pink Pussycat just to shock them.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Rosie and
mind
that-
blowing. It really
I
was.
wa-
Yeah, especially in the 50s.
Well, I was used to that on Bourbon Street, the French Quarter. We used to take my grandmother. This is when I was in 6th grade.
6th grade.
Well, she'd want to ride down Bourbon Street and look in the strip joints. So we'd drive real slow and she'd go, oh, look at that, look at that. And we'd be laughing and there were all these sex shops with dildos in the windows and stuff. So it was like, it wasn't a big deal to me. I never,
Till I pulled out the
but
Dominator.
my grandmother, and that I was thinking, after she died,
That's a
years
story
later,
for another day.
and she had this lady that lived with her named Miss Susie. And then I thought, I wonder if she was gay, my grandmother. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The
She wanted to see the
Gay
strippers.
granny.
Gray Pride.
Gay great pride.
Gray Pride. Or Charlie
Oh.
Pride. Christmas preparations, everyone. Lenny, we'll start with you. Nothing. Okay, Mousy?
I
No.
am pretty much done with everything. The last thing that I have to do is ship out to my nephew. He's not really my nephew, but he was my partner Ziggy's nephew, so he calls me Aunt Mouse. He's in love with the Lumineers, and I had done a show with them in like 2016. And when I found out he loved the Lumineers, I have that memory, and I'm like, I did a show with them like in Maryland or something. And sure enough, I did. I called the guy that I knew I did the show with, and he was one of those guys who always, like at every show, kept every fucking backstage pass and Lammy and like every t-shirt and whatever, that didn't fit, whatever, still kept everything. So I called him up and I was like, Raj, I go, remember we did that show, Lumineers, like 6 years ago? He's like, yeah, I think so. I said, do you have anything from it? So he said, let me dig around. Meanwhile, he's in Germany. So he comes back to New York and he looks through all his bins and he finds a signed Lumineers poster from that show that we did. So now, as if I wasn't already the coolest aunt ever, I'm going to be this much cooler when he gets that poster on Christmas. So that's my last thing I have to do. I have to mail it out.
You'll be lucky if he says, no, Aunt Mousy, I was talking about for my teeth.
This kid goes to college. He's 13 years old, but he goes to college for a math class.
13 years old, he goes for college.
Yeah, he's like a little young Sheldon. He also runs marathons.
I mean, how smart could he be if he couldn't figure out, don't go to math?
Yeah, right. And he's also, that's his job. When they say, what do you want to be when you grow up? He's like, oh, I know what I'm going to be, a mathematician. And I'm like,
Wow.
Like he said that since he was 7. I'm like, don't you want to be like a fireman?
Oh, he knows stuff, man. He knows, right,
shit.
Booker? Didn't you know?
Yeah.
Burge knew. I'll bet Lenny, well, no.
I didn't know.
Lenny, did you know? You want to weigh in on Christmas? Anything going on down there? Exhale.
No, although we did see some Christmas trees coming out of a truck the other day. Some real Christmas trees. Which was
Hey,
kind
Lenny,
of shocking.
you getting a lot of rain, Lenny, these days?
Actually, yeah, in the last month or so, it's been raining a lot.
Boy, we've been getting so much rain here. It's a rainy season, but this whole year we never really had a really prolonged dry spell, And
Well, yeah, we
been,
need the rain here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, boy, you should see how green Aruba is. Green.
Nice.
Wow.
It's green here too, but it gets really dry when it gets dry.
Okay.
Do you guys get the same weather pattern in Antigua?
Yeah,
and
I don't know.
Aruba?
He's like Lenny's 500 miles to the north
Yeah,
about.
probably.
Oh,
it's,
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you
it can
get
make a
Lenny
difference.
gets hurricanes. Aruba doesn't get hurricanes. I shouldn't say never, but
Don't say
Right,
never.
right.
we're out of the hurricane belt.
Listen,
So
we're
it's-
working on it.
But we always have.
Yeah, we
always
are working on it.
trade winds.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, I got to sign off, man. I'm sorry. I got to get back to work.
That's all right, man. Have a great show, Verge. Thanks for coming by, man.
Yeah, boy. And I love you guys. Hey, Mousy,
you.
take care. Booker,
Great
Lenny,
seeing you.
Steve.
We
Take
want to see
care.
a picture of you and those chaps.
Yeah, we want to see the
Oh,
chaps next Friday.
I probably could find
Boy, if
one
I could
somewhere.
still fit in those chaps. Holy shit. Wow.
I bet
Oh, we don't want to see. We
picture,
don't want to see you wearing them, bro. We just want.
an old picture.
I think they're totally decomposed and in somewhere. Okay, guys, take care. Love
Take
you.
care, Rich. Thanks, bro.
Lenny, you're looking pretty chipper. How you feeling?
I feel just fine. You know, we had guests here for about a month. I missed the first 2 weeks of it, and we had 2 guests from Gabrielle's sister from Germany and a friend of hers, a guy, and they were here for about 2 weeks after I got back from the States. So things are just kind of getting back into what it used to be, back into the groove.
Wow.
It was,
Okay.
it was a weird month or so for me.
Yeah,
But,
I can imagine.
I think did I miss the last 2?
Yeah.
You weren't here
together?
last week.
Yeah.
I don't think he was here the week before it. either,
Yeah.
right?
No, yeah, you missed a couple.
Yeah, Zoe was.
We're gonna need a story.
At least.
Oh,
Yeah,
At
no, we need a
least
story.
story.
We tell us about what was the German guy's name?
his name was Reinhard.
Reinhardt. I thought you were gonna say
Reinhardt.
Gustav Wind.
Reinhard Stoner.
Oh, that's
Reinhard
kind of a
what?
cool- that is a very heavy metal name.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
That is really.
They could
That's
be
a
with those
headbanging
crazy
name.
guys with all the flames.
Yeah.
And did he have an accent, or was his English good?
His English was better than mine.
Yeah.
Well, he was an English teacher. Because he was an English teacher in
wow.
Germany. So he had this kind of teacher English.
Wow.
It was very correct, and
Very
and it was great
proper.
because I could understand everything he said.
But
And
no
Gabrielle's
dialect?
sister, it was a very German type of thing for
Yeah.
a couple of weeks.
And did
You
he,
don't sound so like thrilled with that.
Were
Lenny.
you like,
No, man, no.
I wouldn't
It
be.
was fine. I just when they would get together, the three of them, and start talking German,
Oh,
I thought they were like colluding against me or something.
and they started goose stepping across the lawn? Did you get a
Yeah,
little
they're-
nervous?
I'm not even going to talk about that.
do they like Hogan's Heroes?
No, they did not like Hogan's Heroes.
and work.
They
They
did
like to
not like
work.
the way they were portrayed on Hogan's Heroes.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
Wow.
Hogan?
Oh,
Hard
I
to
loved
believe that
Hogan's
was a show. Like, hard to believe that people just tolerated that insanity, that they made like a joke about the fucking Holocaust.
And
Yeah.
and how nuts was that guy? What was it? Robert Conrad? Who played?
oh.
Yeah.
Bob
Oh,
Crane.
Crane,
Really?
yeah.
Great.
Wow.
I heard bad things about him.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what we're talking. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
we're
What are you
here.
talking about?
There's,
No, we're
there's
not.
a movie about him, and
I'm
it's
not going to
crazy the amount of drugs he
Robert
used.
Conrad's name.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew he was into some
Kinky
interesting
shit.
kinky
Yeah.
stuff, but I
Yes.
didn't know
And-
about the drug part.
But he
of
did
it.
that, and he made movies out of things too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
He made
yeah.
all these short films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weirdos.
Yeah,
The French guy recently passed away.
He just died like 2 days ago.
Oh,
LeBeau.
yeah, we saw him. Remember?
Yeah.
yeah,
right.
yeah. The little
We saw
Frenchie.
him
They
Sunday
called him.
morning,
Yeah, like
Okay, is
2 or
what's
3
his
days
name
ago.
dead or not?
Who? Bob Crane.
Bob Crane is
No.
bingo.
Checking now.
Big-
Gail said he was
bigger than
murdered.
that.
He was murdered.
It says Bob
Warren
Crane was
Kempler?
murdered 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, murdered.
Why does it still
Shot,
fascinate us? Oh man, there's a.
Because it was never really solved.
Wait a minute, guys.
No, I
Here
only
you
like the
go.
show. I
What
don't.
is
I
this,
don't. I don't like the
shooter?
reality.
Look at this craziness.
Yeah.
I mean, hello.
What?
That's his car, I guess.
Well, it looks like it was in a wreck because look at the hood.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
I thought he
his
was
body?
killed like in a room that's with a lamp or something. Somebody hit him in the head with like a blunt object. That was like a lamp, I thought.
Handsome American star.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah, it says here he was found murdered in his Scottsdale apartment. Okay, that maybe the car was nothing.
Yeah.
His skull.
Blind data. June 29th, 78, his skull was bashed in with a blunt object and an electrical cord around his neck.
See, Booker, I'm on the case.
You no kidding.
His death.
Like I'm like, whoever wanted him
Spirit
dead
revelations as
really
well.
wanted him dead.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah, no, he was into some.
But his son, I think there was some sort of like documentary or interview with his son who said, I think it was technically unsolved, but he believes it was like sort of a colleague of Bob Crane's that was involved in a lot of the stuff that Bob Crane was involved in. And he thinks the guy owed Bob Crane a ton of money or something.
Oh,
So,
that happens.
yeah.
Cash cow, and says 64 is still a cash cow. Crane, you know.
The other guy that did a lot of strange stuff was the guy who did the Gong Show. What was his name?
Chuck Barris.
Have you seen that with
Yeah.
Sam?
Oh
Oh my God, is he great?
Yeah, he's great. The movie about him?
What was the name of that? The Gong Show?
No.
No.
Something about Chuck
Oh, something
Barris.
Secrets of a Deranged Mind or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. That was
good.
that was really good. That was really, really good. But you know, listen.
Hilarious. What's the big trivia about Chuck Barris? Who knows what song he wrote?
Oh.
You don't know?
No.
Well, I'll know when you tell me, but I
He
can't
wrote
remember.
the song Palisades Park.
Really?
Last night I was walking in the dark. I saw a place called Palisades Park. He wrote that song.
Had no
Okay,
idea.
now who sang it?
The Ramones.
Bobby.
Who sang it?
Freddie
Bobby
Cannon
Vinton?
Freddie Cannon, right? Okay.
and the Ramones.
And the Ramones.
Yep.
No, forget about that. The original guy.
Yeah.
Freddie Cannon.
Freddie Cannon.
Yeah, Freddie
And
Cannon.
the movie is called Confessions of a Dangerous
Dangerous
Mind.
Mind.
I was
Yeah.
close.
And
I
it's
had
based
mine.
on a true story about the CIA. Yeah, he was supposedly in the CIA. It's funny. It's like, what?
You'd
You'll
be
find it.
surprised at the people that were like, pulled in by the government to like be of service to espionage, etc. Look, Skunk Baxter. Skunk
Yeah.
Baxter from the Doobie Brothers. He kind of got into this thing when back in the day when they were out on the road and he was bored and he started studying all kinds of like nuclear missiles and stuff. And then
Skunk, you mean?
what?
Skunk you're talking about?
Yeah.
And the CIA.
And then the government called him in to like consult because he knew so much about all kinds of nuclear weapons and missiles and things that he's like
Isn't it-
in the Pentagon. I'm like thinking, okay, there's where you start questioning like how secure are we? Skunk Baxter
Wasn't the
passes
bass
you in the hall of the Pentagon.
the bass player for Iron
Iron Butterfly.
Iron Butterfly, the bass player, didn't he just
He just disappeared and they never saw him again.
Yeah,
Like
but he
they
did. He
found
was
his
doing
van
top
or
secret
something.
work though.
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah,
said. They
true.
found out he was working for the government. That was like in the late 70s, and they just found his van somewhere in like California or something. He just disappeared without a trace.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Don't work for
Wow.
the government.
Yeah, don't work for the government.
No
That's
worries, Lori.
Don't play bass and work for the government.
Man, well, that's, if you take anything away from tonight's show,
Do not work for that
yeah,
government.
we're in the, there he is.
If the government's listening, we don't work for you.
Yeah, we don't work for you, the government.
We don't work for anybody.
No,
Right.
we don't even work. No.
Hey, Don.
Don, I have, we watched Automat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It was
Yeah.
so good.
So good.
Yeah.
What a great recommendation.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
Yeah.
Good one.
Well, I heard you guys yelling about you don't work for the government. So you all have to now go on your Apple Music and listen to the Little Village song, Don't Bug Me When I'm Working.
The Little Village song. Is that the band,
guess-
The Little Village, or is it just?
Oh, Little Village was they did one or two albums, maybe just one and then a live. There was a super group. Ry Cooder, Nick Lowe, Russ what's his name? The drummer who played with the Traveling Wilburys.
Jim Gordon? No, Jim Keltner. Jim Gordon. Wrong.
Oh, that's the guy that killed his mother.
Wrong mother murder and drummer. Sorry.
And
Commissioner Gordon.
and John Hyatt.
Wow.
Oh,
I can't believe I never heard of this
Yeah,
project.
quick history, because I'm always taking over the thing. The John Hyatt record, Bring the Family, which is a great record, they put those guys together to be the band, and I think after that record said, we sound pretty good, why don't we do a record? And they did it as a little bit, don't bug me when I'm working.
Is that John Hyatt that was in Coliseum?
No.
Oh.
That was John. This is a scene from The Sunshine.
Wait,
It wasn't
let me
Roscoe
throw in. Is
Alaska.
that John Hyatt from the Babies?
No, that's John Waite.
What's the name of
Of course.
All right, now we
Something.
get into
Little
music
Village.
the
trivia.
Village?
Little Village.
John Hyatt.
John Hyatt, solo artist.
Mhm.
Great songwriter.
All
He
right.
wrote a crazy little thing called Love by Bonnie Raitt's cover version. Not the
Wow.
That's interesting.
thing called Love, I think. I'm not going to sing. I hear it's being live streamed.
No,
No?
we don't do that.
Oh,
This is just
don't-
us.
No, not us.
Oh, speaking of which, okay, so this is going to be a whole episode of What Does That Remind You of? So I'm going to go see a tribute to Big Star. Jody Stevens is the only one remaining. Anybody who wants to go, I have 2 tickets left. So I said it's going to be live stream. He said no. I'm going and a Big Star song, Don't Lie to Me. So everybody has to come up with a song title based on our conversation tonight. Steve, this is no longer your show.
That's fine. Hasn't been my show for a while.
He's gonna hijack the starship.
So based on the what we've been talking about tonight,
Yes, sorry I'm late.
that's all right.
Well, we were talking
There's no
about
late.
the Hogan's Hero guy
Yeah,
murdered in his
Bob
hotel
Crane.
room.
right.
Cutting the cable.
Cutting the
Cut the
cable,
cable.
right? Cutting the cables.
Lenny with visitors from Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I guess it would have to be Hocus Pocus by Focus.
Focus.
Why?
Why? I don't know, because they're yodeling in it.
How
That's what I can get on short notice.
many hit songs do you know that feature yodeling?
Exactly. Well, here not so many, but there,
In Poland, or where are they from? They were Netherlands, Dutch, right?
They
Yeah.
were-
you know what?
Yeah,
I'm lucky I got away with all the German stuff. I'm not going to the Netherlands, pal.
They're going to play the U.S. next week.
Are they?
In the
Really?
World Cup. Yeah. Our buddy JD, he's a big European football guy, so he's gotten me into the World Cup.
Really? Is it small in there? Bum.
I watched the US game the other day, and honestly, I don't understand the whole, those guys run nonstop for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then when you run out of substitutes, if somebody just fucks up their leg, you're only allowed a couple of substitutes. And then after that, you're screwed. It's hey, your guys down on the field, pull them off, and you play with less players. I'm well, how is that fair? But it worked. And I have to tell you, I don't think I exhaled for the last 3 minutes of that game.
It was fantastic. Yeah.
It was insane.
But the game with England where it was 0-0, it was a 0-0 draw. And I saw somewhere it said, this is what happens, if the game didn't happen at all. The same result.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. Well, it's when it goes into overtime. I'm all right, so basically you just started over. Whatever just happened is completely nullified.
I
So
think
everybody.
But that's why it's not so popular here, is because there's not a lot of scoring, you know.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of scoring. And the women's game, to me, is kind of more fun to watch, to be blunt. You know, especially since the U.S. women's team is like light years better than the men's team.
Yeah.
And they get paid and they finally started making the pay, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's Megan Rapinoe, man. You know, that's And
but they were getting paid like a third.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah,
and it makes sense.
They heal faster. They heal faster than men. Come on.
And you have the added bonus that they take their shirts off when they win. So there you guys go.
Oh, now yes, you see.
And get yelled at for it. That was. Do you remember when she did that, Mia Hamm, when she took off her shirt when they won? Because that's what all the guys. But she was
covered.
I know, and people went batshit crazy. I was like, really? How far have we not come?
The purple hair wasn't enough.
You know, in Muslim countries, I understand because there are certain rules of decorum in those places that you kind of go by. But in other places, what the hell is wrong with it?
Yeah. In places like France where people just like walk along the beach nude all the time and no one, you know, women go topless all the time, never mind like having, you know, a sports bra or something on, and people like don't even like look. They just like don't think twice about it.
Yeah, well,
walking Times Square now.
I'll tell you, in terms of what happens at the end of the game, I'd rather they take their shirts off than burn the stadium down, which is what they do in England.
Yeah.
Or
that's what they do in Philadelphia too.
Yeah.
Someone was saying to me.
Matter of fact, LA comes to mind. No.
Yeah, I mean, literally, they win the Super Bowl and they set their city on fire. I'm like, they do know that when the Eagles were playing in the Super Bowl, they actually went around the neighborhood in Philadelphia and they greased the light poles so that people wouldn't climb up them when they won. And I'm like, what? Where does it stop? Like, what is the limit of how crazy you get when your team wins?
That's perfect. I like that though.
I'd give them points for creativity. You know.
Yeah.
Melfi, was that the one where they were all on top of that thing outside the hotel, and all of a sudden it collapsed?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know,
that was pretty funny.
One thing you could count on with Philly: if they win, they burn the city down. If they lose, they burn the city down.
Burn the city down. Yeah.
So it's pretty much a given either way.
Someone said Philly had the best fans in the world. I'm like going, no, they don't. Philly fans are like, you're doing great things for them. You don't do it for 5 minutes, they're booing you.
Yeah.
Like New York fans or Boston fans.
Or most fans.
Yeah.
Fans. Yeah.
Well, you know,
New York fans and Boston fans. Boston fans are really faithful to Boston. I'll give them that.
No, that's absolutely the truth. Put me in, coach.
They'll throw objects at any opposing player.
I was on the phone to a friend of mine once who lived in Boston, and I hear all this noise. She had her windows open. And I said, what the hell's going on up there? And she goes, that's the maniacs out in the street. She lived right by Fenway. And she said, that's the maniacs out in the street, you know, and they're beeping their horns and, you know, they're shooting off fireworks and everything else. And I said to her, and I said, why are they doing that? And she said, because the Yankees lost. I said, I didn't realize the Yankees were playing Boston. She goes, oh, no, they're not. She goes, they just lost. And the people, I go, how fucking pathetic are you people up there?
Wow.
We don't care. Just as long as the Yankees lose, they can't.
They hold that's a grudge they've held since Babe Ruth.
Yep.
Yankees.
That's right.
The curse of the Bambino.
Yeah, the curse of the Bambino.
Yeah, it lasted until the 2000s, so it was a pretty good curse.
It was.
If they had stayed in the same stadium, it probably would still be going on.
Yeah, right. Another 50 years at least.
At least. That's crazy. But now, I'm actually looking for. I'm New Yorker, born and bred, right? And I'm not a huge sport, so it doesn't. That whole thing doesn't get on my radar. If,
I think that's
when I wanted
hilarious,
when people would try to talk, because I'm big, people would always try to talk to me about football. This is back in the days when the Saints were
horrible.
So they would be my team because people wouldn't want to talk to me anymore.
No, all the fans
But now
would,
they're
put
like
bags
great
on their heads. And
Well, no, they're not really great anymore.
No, well, they were. They got
They
great.
had
They were
a couple of good years there.
I had
though.
a friend who was a Saints fan. He used to say, they called them the Aints because they ain't gonna do anything, so they could just call them the Aints.
That's good.
You know, but I've been a Giant fan since I was a kid.
Oh my God.
I don't know, Steve.
You can't see who that even is.
You can't see who that is.
That's Wally from
The Gator, right?
the Red Sox.
Oh, it's the green thing.
The green
They
thing.
have spring
I
training.
I
play.
thought it was a Florida Gator.
I play.
They have spring training.
I play in their celebrity tournament every year.
Golf tournament.
You got to get your picture taken with the thing. I mean, that's just part of
His
the.
name is Wally.
Okay.
Wally,
Wally.
because of the green
Yeah,
monster.
Wally. And I posted, just, hey, man, and my foursome happened to win the tournament that year. And I posted it. I'm all proud. And man, you should have heard the trash I
Haters
got
coming out of
For
the
New
woodwork. Huh?
Yorkers.
for even standing near the thing. I mean, I was like, you traitor, you piece of shit. Like, what? So, anyway. Favorite mascot? Anybody got a favorite mascot?
Nope.
Don, the song thing didn't work out. I tried to give you the.
I couldn't think of a song that went with everything we were talking about.
Well, that's why I said.
Blow-up dolls.
That's why. Well, that would be.
Well, you had to include Chaps in there too.
Chaps.
Oh, right, Chaps.
I blew up my chaps on the.
How about YMCA?
Blew up my chaps when I cut the cord.
My favorite mascot is the Ravens. The Raven. And I'll tell you why, because I just think it's so freaking cool that the Baltimore Ravens are named after the poem "The Ravens" by Edgar Allan Poe.
That is good.
He was a Baltimore guy, so that's why they named their team the Ravens. And I was like, wow, got a little literature in there. Why don't we? That was pretty cool.
I'm still going. The Indianapolis Colts should have never moved because that was the owner of the Colts kind of moved them. It's like they ended the season. They kind of moved them at like night out of there.
Yeah.
It was really dirty what he did to the city.
Yeah. Pack your stuff and leave. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Because Baltimore has great fans. Mm-hmm. Except when the Yankees play in Baltimore, there's more Yankee fans in Baltimore than there are.
Yeah. But you could always count on like a fight at an Orioles game when the Yankees are playing there, at least one. So it's kind of like the hockey of baseball.
It's really funny now. Like in a Red Sox game, there's always something where something clears the benches. And I noticed that this last season that Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton walked out and the fight was over.
Yeah, right?
They walked toward the fight and it was over.
Yeah. The big boys.
Yeah, you get two guys that are built like linebackers, and I guess nobody wants to fight anymore.
Aaron Judge is what? I think he's like 7'6".
He's 6'7". 6'7" weighs like.
They're not wearing any helmets or anything either. It's like,
No.
No.
They fight like men. Not like these guys in hockey who were like all covered up with like, masks and pads and everything. And they start fighting with each other. And I'm like, come on, that's not hurting anybody.
I'm going to tell you this. There are fights on the football field and those guys are covered up too. I still wouldn't want to get hit by one of them.
No, I hear you. Because there's stuff. Yeah. I wouldn't want to get hit by, I wouldn't want to get hit by one of them.
Angus, what's going on back there in your little screen? What's that behind you?
Yeah, what do we got tonight? Looks like Frankenstein.
Well, we got that's actually a scene from Dracula.
Oh, that was the scariest movie when I was little.
Oh,
and
wait, I got it. Here we go.
Was Dracula. We know how to save Miss Mina's soul, if not her life.
Mina.
Is that the Bela Lugosi one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Bela Lugosi.
Torn down stone by stone.
That's Professor Van Helsing.
How much morphine do you think Bella was on when he did that?
Oh, bro, I have to tell you, he must have been like, you could see it in his eyes. I don't think
Yeah,
there
he
was
was
any
high all the
enhancement going on there. He was like, bam.
And they'd always show like lights. They point lights right at his eyes. You ever notice that? His eyes are lit up. But they have guys sitting there with flashlights going like this.
Yeah,
Oh, something like that.
Probably van candles.
Yeah. Well, listen, you know, it's what you do.
Is it Plan 9 from Outer Space where he's in about half of the movie and then he passed away?
Yeah.
I was going to bring up, I can't remember the name. It was the name of the director.
The guy that took his place was about a foot taller than him.
Yeah.
Because he's walking, he's like, and all of a sudden he's up here. Frank.
What was the movie Johnny Depp played him? It was
what was it called?
It was his name.
Yeah.
It was, and the thing is that all of that stuff happened, which makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
He was actually, I think when he died, he was actually laid out in his Dracula like cape and everything, they said.
Wow.
Like even though he hated it for a long time, then he kind of like came back and embraced it. But yeah, he was
It was a
in
Tim
his casket.
Ed Wood.
Ed
Wood, right.
Ed Wood,
Oh, he was great. That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. How about Zachary?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Zachary. And then Zachary went on to be a DJ on WNEW, which was like the freakiest thing ever. I remember hearing it. I was like, wait, is that the same guy from like Chiller Theater, Zachary? You know, with his
Mother dear, mother.
That was a great
Chiller
He
Theater.
had it
with
in
the hand.
laundry basket,
The
right?
hand had 6 fingers.
With 6 fingers, right?
Had
Yeah.
6 fingers, yeah.
Yeah, great. Favorite monster movies?
Favorite.
I think I made mine last time around, Mothra.
Mothra?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
There was the 3 singing girls. I couldn't.
They were not. Yeah, they were.
That's what puts you in show business.
It was a musical. Come on.
You know, I saw King Kong versus Godzilla when I was like 5 years old. My aunt took me and my little brother to see the movie. And I saw it I'd say about 10 years ago. And I said, oh, this is going to be great. Something I saw when I was a little kid. Oh, God, it was horrible.
You know.
I remember when I was little, Mighty Joe Young. Do you remember that one?
Yes, I remember.
And I remember
that was pretty good special effects.
The first time I saw it, I was little, but I cried at the end when poor Mighty Joe Young died.
Yeah.
So sad.
He was albino, the Mighty Joe Young.
No,
he was white, right?
No. That's the movie Rampage with The Rock.
Hang on a minute. I'm looking.
It's a rare white
Mighty
gorilla?
Joe Young, no.
Oh wow.
No.
Okay, how about Son of Kong?
What happened?
He looks like a gorilla.
He does look like a regular.
He
Why
looks
do I
like a gorilla, and he's taking the little baby. The little baby's crawling out of the trying to get out of, I don't know if it's an orphanage or something, I don't remember. And he's saving the little baby, and they shoot him, and he just like dies. I cried.
That
so
sucks.
upset.
Wait a minute.
The original Godzilla though was when they added Raymond Burr. I'm like going,
that was that was great.
Made it more serious.
That was sorry Robert Crane. Sorry, Robert Crane. Let me zoom in on your
crime scene picture. Oh
my favorite monster has to be Abbott and Costello.
What are you showing us?
Frankenstein.
Oh, absolutely the best.
Crane.
Absolutely the best, Booker. I have to agree.
Those used to come on Sunday afternoons?
On $1 Million Movie, it would play, and like on Sundays, I think it was twice.
Yeah.
That they would do it. They would play it all week long on $1 Million Movie. If you were homesick from school, you got to watch $1 Million Movie.
This is important. $1 Million Movie. This is very important.
Okay.
Do you remember the music?
Gone
Yeah.
with the Wind.
Steve had never seen.
I had never seen Gone with the Wind, right?
Oh yeah, it's the Gone with the Wind.
So
theme
she's
song.
telling me we're in our first,
Apartment.
thralls. And she says, we're talking about a movie. She says, "Oh, Gone with the Wind." And I said, "Oh, okay. I don't know that, but let's watch. We got it down at the video shop. We start playing, and I said, "That's the $1 Million Movie theme."
That's how I remembered it.
Yeah,
Right?
me too. Me too.
And then there was a 4:30 movie that used to come on Channel 7.
7. Yeah.
And that music was different because it was this harpsichord music, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. And a percussionist at the end of it that was playing bongos, and that was a guy named Patata, who's a Brazilian percussionist.
They used to do
That's
the
how you
theme
found
week.
out who he was.
The theme week they would do, so it would be like a whole week of like Gidget movies, a whole week of like Frankie and Annette movies, a whole week of sappy shit like A Summer Place and stuff like that. And then in the meantime, but I'm telling you, when we were like 10 and 11 years old, we would run home from school for that 4:30 movie if we knew like it was Gidget week. All the girls, we were like watching it.
Theme from Summer Place. When Larry got his Chamberlain, do you remember us playing that, Don? Theme from Summer Place, or was that?
Yes.
You see that guy right there?
Yes.
Is that Xavier?
He's 13 now.
It's Xavier. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So I have a question because I don't know the answer to it. The theme song was called "The Syncopated Walk."
No, that was the
That was the early show. Dun, 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 dun.
And what was that from?
Yeah, that was the
early
Syncopated
show.
Clock.
Wait, I got one. What was the one that had the typewriter music?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, with Jerry Lewis?
No, it was like for a bunch of movies coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sort of like that.
But I know it was.
It was the sound of a typewriter. It was the sound of an old-fashioned typewriter behind it.
Love that, Bob. I don't know.
Love that, Bob.
Yeah, I could find it.
Wait a minute. The $1 Million Movie used to come on after school for you guys?
Yeah.
No, if you were sick home from school, it probably came on. I'm going to say maybe 11 o'clock in the morning or something. But on the weekends, it was on like a couple of times on Saturdays and Sundays. And it was great when it was Abbott and Costello, week. And then it would be like Abbott and Costello join the Navy, keep them flying, like every stupid, and they do the same stupid routines over and over again. You laugh at it every time, even though you knew.
I used to the ones with the Andrews sisters. I loved.
Oh, were they the best?
Because there was always these great musical segments.
Music, right? Yeah. They would always have these amazing big bands in there. There would always be some, even in the Dracula movie. When they meet Frankenstein and they're going out to like a nighttime thing, and they're all dressed up. The two women are dressed up, and they're going, and you hear like this is huge orchestra.
But that's
playing.
like watching I Love Lucy and the ones where Ricky is rehearsing his band, and you go like, these guys are great.
I know, right?
What?
That's your pasture?
No, that's not my pasture.
Wait. I got it. Wait, where is it?
What, you got a pasture?
No.
Got the music.
Wait, 4:30 movie.
What the hell is that?
That's it. That's the music. That's right.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, it's pretty loud.
Wow.
That was it, right?
I didn't recognize that one.
Oh, we got pastors going.
I recognize it.
No,
4:30.
we had Gilligan's Island after school. We didn't have any movies.
We had Dark
Live.
Shadows.
Well, Gilligan's Island.
Yep. And I would go get my can of boiled peanuts and open them up and sit in front of the TV and watch Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Now, how many have experienced boiled peanuts?
I
I
love boiled peanuts.
No.
Steve does not like them.
If I'm starving, maybe. But
Booker, you never had them in Texas or with your mom?
I've never had them. That doesn't mean that they weren't offered.
So what do they taste like compared to like roasted peanuts?
They're briny.
It tastes like
salty.
boiled peanuts.
Yeah, and you suck on the shells because it's salty, and then you open them, and then they're soft, kind of.
Yeah.
The peanut itself, because they've been in like brine, but they're in the shell. Gail says I tried them
I
once,
got
and
some
they
when I was
gave
down
me
south.
chicken face.
That means if you have high blood pressure, you can't have those.
Lori's not crazy about them.
Yeah, I guess not.
I loved them.
Let me see if I can pull this off for you here,
Buck, are
Lenny.
you playing tonight? Buck, are you playing tonight?
Yes, I am.
That sounds like it.
This
So
is
I have a practical question. How often does the musicians union get a call on radio registry? We need a typewriter player.
well. This particular typewriter player was
And a guy who plays the triangle.
Leroy Anderson and Martin Brainschmid with the Straub Orchestra.
Jerry Lewis did the typewriter to this in that movie.
Ah,
Yes,
yeah,
that's
Jerry
right.
Lewis. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay,
I think
before
there's
I go,
I
I just
think
have
there's an
one question.
original recording that's much
Your favorite
cleaner.
old TV theme?
Favorite?
Ooh,
There's
there's
no
so
question.
many.
It's
Bill Street.
Mission Impossible.
Mine is the
Oh,
theme
Schifrin.
mine is the theme from Mr. Lucky. It's Henry Mancini.
That's good too. Yeah.
It was a Gene
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good one. I'm gonna say the theme song from Bewitched was my favorite.
Oh, that's a great one.
Ah,
Da-da, 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 da-da.
I like the Green
Like had
Acres.
such a cool
Yeah.
3 Acres. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Well, I mean, Mr. Gunn, Peter Gunn was pretty cool.
That was
You know, if you're
great,
gonna
Yeah,
go
yeah.
But no, for me, it would have to be Lalo Schifrin and Mission Impossible. You know,
That's a great one.
5'4", man. Who does that on TV?
You know, it's funny because of the exposure that we had to music. It was all like so TV related. It was never a question that my parents are going to be sitting around listening to Rachmaninoff or anything like that in the radio in the car. But so my husband's big on classical music, obviously. And, so we're sitting driving through the car the other day, and I said to him, I go, oh, this sounds very Wagnerian. I said, this sounds like Wagner. And he goes, I don't know. So sure enough, at the end, they said, that was da-da-da by Wagner. And so I said to him, it's kind of embarrassing, but most of my classical music education is based on Bugs Bunny cartoons.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one from Bugs Meets Porky or whatever it is. Yeah.
That's
Great.
the one where
And I'll
Elmer
tell you,
Fudd
if
he's
you
like
really-
in the gold or brass colored armor.
Yeah, when he's doing
Yeah,
the
and
Kill the Rabbit song.
Bugs is like dead at the end of it. He's carrying Bugs up. Yeah.
There's a thing, if you really want to blow your mind, and then you'll either love me or hate me for turning on, a CD called the Carl Stallings Project.
Oh.
Do you know who Carl Stallings is?
Yeah. Music for
He's credited with having invented the click track.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, those guys had to be something keeping them all together because those charts were insane.
Steve, you've got to hear this. The Carl Stallings Project.
Carl Stalling Project.
It would have been was it for the Warner Brothers cartoons that he did his stuff? I think it was for the Warner Brothers cartoons. And, the picture was cut. So he had to make the music so that the musical hits would be in all the places where the picture.
Where they're supposed to be. Yeah.
And you want to talk about 5/4, forget 5/4.
There it is.
5/4 for half a bar, then 13/2.
Yeah.
There he is. Oh yeah, the intro,
What's up?
the overture.
That's right.
You know, but when you're saying that, Booker, about keeping those guys together. You know, Joe Morello played on. He played the music. You know, he was like a session player before he got to be Joe Morello with Brubeck and whatnot. And he did the Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco Treat. That one, they played that like to a screen. You know, like that, and they had to do the Rice-A-Roni. You know, and the guys would get pissed off at Joe because the longer it took to do the takes on time, the more they got paid. And they would say to him, stop nailing it. So he would nail it every time. And he also did the Doublemint gum commercial, you know,
Double your pleasure, double your fun with Doublemint.
So yeah, but I mean, when you think about now the technology, it would never be a question to bring a bunch of musicians into a studio to play a backing track to, you know, like a soap commercial or something.
But just, you know, before
Is there something at the front door?
I don't know. Is there something at the front door? Another bed?
CAT.
So, I will see you.
Booker has to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Booker. It's time for all of us anyway.
Love you, man.
See you later.
Travel safe, bro.
Yes,
See you
have a
next
great
week.
gig.
Thank
Good fun,
you.
everybody. Have a great weekend.
She's leaving.
I
Thank
am.
Okay, goodbye. Bye, Lori.
That's it? Okay.
Season 3, that's
You know,
Succession.
Do we all know this story? Don, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
I
you
was
do.
going to ask you why you got that on there.
You know the story, right?
No.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I know.
Frog is is in the river, and the scorpion comes up and says, "Do you think you could give me a ride across the river?" And the frog says, "Hey, you crazy? I let you on my back. You're going to sting me." Scorpion says, "Let me think about it. If I sting you, we're both going to drown." So they get halfway across the lake. Scorpion stings the frog, and the frog starts drowning. He says, "So why did you sting me?" And Scorpion says, "That's my nature."
Can't help it.
So this is
I like
for
that.
all your scorpions, for all your
What's your
scorpions out
pasture,
there.
Angus? What's your pasture? Oh, the quail.
I'm an Aquarius.
Just a bunch of cows. I just wanted something that moved.
Uh-oh.
No, it's nice. No, you did good.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Just to put it together.
Excellent. I'm a little nervous, Steve. If you promise me that this isn't going up in the internet, I'll tell you another good joke.
Oh, it's
Oh,
definitely we're broadcast to at least 8 countries. But go ahead.
I was with my mom today. She's 100 years old. We went for hearing aids today. It was fun, and you know, she doesn't remember a whole bunch of stuff. So the joke came to mind: this old guy in the nursing home, and he's sitting on the bench outside, and when his nurse walks by, and he says, "Hey, come here." He goes, "What do you want?" He goes, "Guess how old I am." And the nurse says, "I don't want to guess it." You know, he goes, "Guess my age. Guess my age." She finally relents. She says, "All right, give me a minute. So she sticks her hand down the front of his pants, grabs his nuts, juggles them around for a little while, and she says, "Well, you're going to be 89 on Thursday." And he says, "That's unbelievable. How did you know that?" And the nurse says, "Well, you told me yesterday."
Gotta let it go with that, kids.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
Lenny's
I
got
got
a
We love your
puppy.
pasture,
Lenny.
Lenny.
Did you save another one?
Did you save another one?
That is another dog picked up off the street by our friend Kat.
Oh,
Well, bravo.
I don't know what the hell
Bravo.
it is.
Can you send that to me? That dog?
He
Get
can
me
Oh, you
that
want
dog? Yeah, I do want it. Of course, I want every dog.
look at him.
I
Yeah,
know.
I know. This one is especially sweet.
Oh.
It's a boy.
That's
Good
a
job
good boy.
saving. Good job
It's
to the
I think
rescuers.
it's what do you call those little dogs? Chihuahuas? I
Yeah,
think it's got a lot of Chihuahua in it.
Looks
Yeah.
like it.
Must have.
very cute.
All right, Don, I'm going to
Okay.
give you an old lady joke, and we're going to close with an old lady joke.
Oh,
Wait.
cool. Okay.
This old lady, 70 years old, is on the operating table, And
Wait. 70 years old is an old lady?
well, I'm sorry.
Come on.
You're 70 years
80
old,
years
man.
old. No, I'm not. No.
Thank
80,
you.
85. This is an old bitch, okay? And she's
I go
she's
90.
having
I
she's
go
going in
90.
for heart surgery. And she says, "Oh God, please don't let me die. Please don't let me die." And God says, "Don't worry. I'm going to give you another 15 years. Just relax. It's all going to be fine." So she says, "Wow." She recovers in the hospital, and she says, "You know what? I'm gonna live another 50. I'm gonna have some surgery." She has the facelift and the hair brought down, the eye, a whole 9 yards done, right? And she recuperates about 6-8 weeks, and she recuperates out of the whole thing. She leaves the hospital, and bam, she gets hit by a bus. She goes to heaven, and she says, "God, I thought you said I had 15 more years." He said, "I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you."
Sounds great.
Yep. That's all,
That's all,
folks.
folks.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Enjoy your
kids.
weekend, kids.
My quail keeps
Bye.
getting bigger.
Take care.
Leave meeting.
So, what do you think?
So,
I guess
okay,
it's-
have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah,
And
have a
Mondays
great
with
weekend.
Angus and Steve.
Right, Angus is gonna. He's was late, so he has to stay here for the whole weekend. So he'll be on if you need to talk to him. But outside of that, it's Angus and Steve on Monday. And if I don't see you in the future, I'll see you and your scorpion in the pasture.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, kids.